I just think you start off with just a hard, physical game tonight against two teams that I think hang their hat on defense. I think you could tell by that. And I think they just made a few more plays than we made in both halves. I think in the second half, especially Clark, you really felt his presence out there as a senior. I thought he really stepped up and made a lot of big plays for them in the second half. And I think for our guys, it was a heck of a learning experience. Facing a team like Cincy this year, with guys in the backcourt as freshmen and sophomores, having to kind of, learn what it's going to take to be competitive and to win games like that in this league. So I think we'll grow from this experience, but give them credit. I thought Cincinnati played a tough game, physical game, and they pulled out the win. It was good seeing BJ. I thought out there on the floor. I know he was excited. We were too. He's not where he is, of course, where he's going to be in 2 weeks. I think for him, it's all just gaining the experiences back on the floor, getting his wind back, getting his timing right. But it was good to have him out there. I thought he settled us down a few times when we subbed him in. I would have liked to have kept him out there all game, but you can't do it. He still, is under restriction minute-wise, but I thought he gave some, big contributions in both halves for us. It's just what the doctor and the trainer will tell me when his minutes are, free-flowing. But he gave us what he had, and I thought he was effective out there, and you could tell his time was a little bit off, but that'll come quick for a player of his caliber. I didn't expect quite that, but both teams do hang their hat on that in the floor, and I think both teams are trying to build their programs. Well, they've built their program off of that over the last under Mick Cronin, and we're looking to build our program off of something similar to that here. And so I was proud of our guys' effort. In the first half especially, to hold any team to 15 points, you have to be doing something right. And I thought, and for them holding the team 19, you have to be doing something right. So I thought it was good by both teams, and they were a little bit better than us in the second half offensively. Well, we knew it was going to be a war on the boards. I think Clark had 15 rebounds. And I don't know how many offensive, but I'm sure it was a number of those. And that gives them the extra possessions. And that's what they feed off of. That's one of their strengths. It's not only, guys that can really score the basketball, but they rebound the basketball as good as any team in the country. And so you had that combination of being able to have scores out there but can still go get multiple possessions is definitely a strength. I believe that team is averaging right around 80 points a game coming into this game, and they've done that to almost every opponent. I give our guys credit, just in slowing them down enough to give us a chance, and that's what you want to see happen, and you want to grow from that experience and build on it. Free throws are funny, man. I think free throws are like, they can be contagious. I think when you're hitting them, it seems like everybody gets on a roll and start hitting them. If you're missing some, then no one, seems to get settled in and starts to make them, consistently. So our biggest thing is making sure we get up to the line with confidence and knock them down. These guys are all making free throws in practice at a really good clip. I just think it's a function of these guys being in this position first time through the league. You have to remember, a lot of the guys that are playing in these games, this is the first time they faced Cincinnati. It's the first time they faced UConn. First time they faced all these teams in conference so far. And there's definitely a learning curve with that, And I understand it when you're dealing with younger players. Like I said, when your backcourt's a freshman and sophomore and you're relying on the freshman and sophomore coming in off the bench, those guys have a lot to learn. I don't know if you noticed me, I have a seat, but I don't think I even sit down much because you can't, because there's always something going on with young players as they're growing and developing. But I'm excited about it. I see the potential. I saw a lot of good basketball out there buying plays that they'll complete through just experience. And I haven't done that before. I can see where they're just close to making those plays. And we just have to get over the hump and do it. I think everyone's adjusting with BJ back, for sure. But, that's going to be part of our, next few weeks as we continue to go through conference play. Everyone's adjusting to their roles now because now the substitution is going to be different. Guys are used to playing certain roles in a certain amount of time. Now you're implementing it, you're installing another player, and that's going to change. All of a sudden he has the ball in his hands a little more than maybe, we had guys with the ball in their hands before, so that's going to change. So it's just a function of getting our chemistry and continuity adjusted with him back, but I don't see it taking long because our guys have played with him quite a bit, and of course AJ's played with him a number of years, so that's going to come naturally over the next couple of weeks as well. Yes, we are, and he's getting close. Chance is right around the corner, kind of like where BJ was a little while ago. It's kind of, day to day, but you can see the improvement, and he's moving better and he's jumping better. So he's close, So we're excited to be able to add him as well. Just adds more depth to what we're doing. We can sustain our energy out there a little bit better. We can have a few more players that can contribute. It's always going to be tough. We already know it's going to be a hard-fought game. It was last year there. I mean, unbelievable. The atmosphere was great there last year, and we have to prepare that way. And, every game in this league is going to be good. I mean, I watched them play Cincinnati a few nights ago. I mean, that game was a 1 or 2 point game at halftime and down the stretch of that game. So they're very competitive. They have a lot of new players. I think 11 new players on their roster, somewhere around that number. So they're looking at chemistry and continuity as well, with new guys adjusting to their roles. But they have some really good talent, guys that are capable of playing well. Well, him being back on the floor definitely, Will, as he continues to get himself in shape and get his timing back, will definitely make it easier offensively for the guys out there on the floor, because you have someone that's a proven scorer. He's done this now every year he's been in this conference. So by inserting him into that lineup, inserting him into the game, will definitely benefit us there. And for me, it helps me with play calling. I know now, you have a guy where I put him in certain positions on the floor, I kind of know what I'm going to get from him. And so he's proven that over the years he's been here to be very dependable at scoring the basketball. So, these are things that will happen over time for us this season. I think it's great for us. First of all, I thought our atmosphere was amazing. Our crowd was terrific. I think our guys really fed off of that. And it was great to see everybody come out. It was beautiful. And for our team, just, them being able to feed off each other on the floor is important and good for our guys. So, I just think for us, we just have to look at this as a great opportunity to play them. It's our 6th game in conference play, to play Cincinnati, and they've been playing terrific all season long. I think it gives us a good barometer of where we can be, but we have to play for 40 minutes and not for 35 minutes. And that's where we are now. They were able to sustain a certain level for 40 minutes, and we was able to sustain it probably for 33 to 35 minutes. And that was a difference in the ballgame. Yeah, no, absolutely. I anticipate our offensive production, output being better with BJ on the floor. I think he'll, not just because he'll score the ball, but it'll open up, better opportunities for the players around him. He'll have to command some attention. Taco's going to command attention, which means other guys will have opportunities for, probably more open shots, more open opportunities to drive to the basket, things that will help our team. Well, I mean, Terrell's been terrific for us this season, so I think, having BJ come back is great, because what is shown is you can play both of them together. At times they'll be in there independent of each other, of course, but then there'll be other times where we'll play them in the backcourt together. I think it's a good combination for us. I think we have both of them out there. I think we're more dynamic. You have 2 guys that can get into the paint and make plays for themselves and others, and I think that will help our offense, and that will help our, help us, I think immensely as BJ starts to get his timing back and he gets into shape.
I mean, it was good to be back on the floor for sure. After 8 weeks off, it was good to be back out there with the team. Wish we could have came out with the victory in the end, because that's all I really care about, honestly. I just want to come back, help the team win, so we didn't do that tonight. So that's all I'm really concerned with. That's all that matters to me is winning. I mean, it's a process to get back, all the way right. Obviously, it's not something that comes back in a game or in a day. I was on a minute restriction on time. Obviously, with an injury like this, you just can't come back and play as long as you did before. So it was good to get back out there and get the rhythm and try to get the win. I've only practiced twice with the team fully. So it's just a process to get all the way back right and get the rhythm, but we're going to get there, and I believe in this team. I mean, I think when you insert new players at any time, we've had guys come in and out throughout the season, so it's hard to get a consistent rhythm as a team, but we have good players in that locker room, good offensive players in that locker room, so the offense is going to come for us, because teams don't win in March from offense, they win from defense. So as long as we keep our defense where it is, our offense is going to get to where it needs to be. Just having him out there and me, there's no way people should be able to keep us out the paint and keep us from getting in the lane. I mean, me and him both will play some point guard. It doesn't matter. Whatever is best for our team to win, because that's the main thing for the guys in the locker room, especially for me and him. We just concerned with winning the game. We're not worried about what position guys are playing or who has the ball in their hands. We got to do what we got to do to win games. And as you got to play 2 point guards to win the game. That's what coach will do.
I think we just got to just keep working in practice. We just got to focus in, because that's something that we need to improve on. So, going into practice tomorrow, we just want to keep focusing on free throws and just trying to get better.
I mean, I'll give credit to them. They played well. They have a good defensive system. They play hard and they compete. But on our end, we know things that we can improve on. We know the shots that we're going to get, and the shots we got to start making the shots fall. However, that is putting more work in the gym and after practice, whatever it takes to get where it needs to be. But I'm 100% confident that the offense will come. Just give it time, and our offense will get to where it needs to be. I mean, he's a little banged up right now, and obviously I'm just coming back from the injury, so you can't expect it all to come together in one night. You know, I wouldn't give it so much about, 2 point guards. I just say that give it time and give it, a little more experience playing together, and the offense will come. I promise you.
I mean, they go hard at the glass. That's something that they do. Their program is built on just going to the offensive glass. So they came hard second half, but we just need to next time just make sure we just stay locked in all the way. Fourth quarter, second half, just make sure we box out, find a man. They did a good job doing the boys tonight.
I mean, we can play with more pace and penetrate their defense more when we have, more guards in the game, whether it's me and him and Caesar, or him, Caesar and Dayon, whoever's in the game. When you got more guards in there, you can attack their defense better just because they got to put bigger guys on you. Traditionally, they play 2 big men, which is not normal nowadays to play a guy like Clark and Washington together. So when we put 4 guards in there, just a way to combat, their length by trying to attack them off the dribble. I mean, I think we were locked in on the game more than anything, but you got to give love to the students and everybody that came out and the fans. I mean, we need their support every game for the rest of the season. The things we're trying to accomplish as a team, it cannot be accomplished without their support and the atmosphere they set for us tonight. We need games like those, consistently, and we need that support because we promise you, when they come out, we'll give them a team that's going to play hard, that's going to lay it on the line every game, and a team that's going to make UCF proud. So we need the students to come out. We need the fans in Orlando and the city to come out and support us, the whole community. I mean, it's a process for me individually, but like I said before, I go into games trying to compete at a high level and help the team win. If we don't win, I'm not really concerned with how I am. I'm one piece of a large puzzle that we're trying to put together. So it's about the team and how we're going to win games moving forward because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be a championship team and a championship program that's going to win in March. So all that matters is how the team performs in winning games.